NXT 2.0. They got a megastar in their hands. They got one. Bron Breakker.
Bron Steiner.
Rex Steiner, aka Bron Breakker, is going to be the guy. I think he sounds identical to Scott Steiner.
And I heard him say, "Come on." And I was like, wait a minute. I've heard that sound before. I swear, the same thing I said too. I was like, man, he sounds just like the Steiners, man. You know what, though, man? He's a main roster guy already.
Yeah.
You know, Bron Breakker, Steiner, young Steiner. He's a main roster guy right now. He's not a guy that we have to look at and say and wonder if he's going to be a star or not. And I'm just saying that because I've been impressed just from the outset. And you remember what I was just saying a second ago? Having rhythm is something most of the time is just natural. You know, when I came out the womb, you know what I'm saying? I could go. And when I look at this Breakker Steiner kid, he can go. All right. He doesn't need to be packaged, repackaged, or touched at all, because you could tell he knows what he's doing when he get in the ring. That right there is second nature to him. It's in his blood. It's in his DNA. And I just love to see that kid, just get the rocket put on him and send him straight to the moon. That's what I would do with a kid like that. I really believe he's that talented. Right now, he's that talented.
I agree. And you know what? I believe him. When he's in there, I believe him.
Yeah,
he comes off 1,000% like a legit guy, right? You would not want to cross. Like his uncle and like his father. Like the Steiners, they came off as legit guys. Like you do not want to mess with these people, right? And look, everyone's talking about his name, and I agree with the overwhelming majority. Do I like the name Bron Breakker? I don't. I think you could have called him Rex Steiner and he would have been okay, right? I will say, CM Punk weighed in on the name Bron Breakker, and he said something that I absolutely agree with, right? A fan wrote this first. He said they may have found, this is what a fan said, they may have found the man who is going to save the future of men's wrestling in the WWE. Y'all get used to the name Bron Breakker. I agree it's a stupid name, but try to remember the first time you heard names like CM Punk or Roman Reigns. Goober names. That names just become names over time if the wrestler is that good. And CM Punk responded and he said, CM Punk is the ultimate stupid name. Braun is awesome and is going to be fine. He should be Steiner, but it's not his fault. Changing my name to Killer Brooks. But
you know what? That's true.
It is true.
That is so 100% true. And I can't say anything, but I agree with that, 100%. Because when I watch this kid, like you just said, he makes it real. He's laughing, and it seems like he will rip you like to shreds. That's what like you're like a rag doll. That's what he looked like when he's laughing at you. And then a serious face appears. Like, I'm laughing, but I'm not playing. It's one of those deals. I'm laughing because you in trouble right now. It's one of those type of laughs. And I'm 100% a believer in Bron Breakker. He's going to be a big star. That's why I say I feel like he's a guy that could have been packaged, coming to, and put him right in a main roster situation. Put the rocket on him, sit his ass straight to the moon.
I agree, and I didn't really think about certain names. They do sound ridiculous the first time you hear them, right? I was talking to a girl yesterday, and she was talking about the name The Rock. She's like, when I first heard it, I was like, oh, I guess he's named The Rock because he has like a body that looks like granite. I don't know. But it's kind of when you think of it, it's kind of a stupid name. Like at its core, what's that guy's name? The Rock, The Miz, Hulk Hogan.
Well,
right?
You know
Triple H.
You know what? The name is what you make it, I think.
Right.
if he just start breaking guys in half, hey, the name is going to fit him perfectly. If he's anything like his uncle, I'm gonna tell you right now, these suckers better get ready to go on a ride. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this stuff. I'm serious.
Is it true that back in the day when there were extras,
Oh yeah,
like working on the show, they'd come and they'd look and they're like, "Oh no, not Steiner," and they
man,
would just be sad.
bro, they would just be in the locker room like, you know, sheep getting ready to get slaughtered, man. And it just, man, it's one of it's like that. And they're just sitting there. And Steiner was one guy, Sid Vicious was another guy, Vader was another guy that those guys used to just, just hate. Have to get out there because they knew they was going to be bumping. If they was with Steiner, they was going to get flipped upside down. If they was Vader, they was just going to be getting mauled. If they would see it, they was going to be just getting, rad tag. It was one of those type of deals. So yeah, it's a true story, man.
Yeah. But I think that Bron Breakker is going to be all right. I'm still trying to figure out the NXT 2.0 thing. I think it looks a lot better on TV. Like it looks like a show. I think they're still trying to find the voice.
I think the roster change also going with the younger roster names that some of those guys I hadn't seen perform at all. And then you get a guy like Breaker on there. That's definitely a different guy, different look. But there again, I think he's not. I don't think he's 2.0. I think that guy's fully graduated. And got his degree just because of his pedigree, man. That's all. I mean, he's been sitting under the learning tree since he was a baby. I mean, forever. That's like my brother and I, knowing each other like the back of our hands because we slept in the same bed, for the first 12 years of my life. You know what I mean? So I know we're going. I know we're going with this. You know what I mean? I know if my brother don't want me to go with him somewhere, it's got some girls he's going to go see. I know that. So I don't know. Like I said, that's just my opinion on that, man. But yeah.
I again, I think that we're both big fans of Mr. Bron Breakker, and kudos to him and everybody really over there so far at NXT 2.0 and Tommaso Ciampa for holding down the fort as the NXT champion. We'll see where it goes. I don't know if I'm in love with the colors.
Let me tell you, as far as the colors, that's another story. But I like it was going because the only thing it's doing is going back to what it was. I think guys like Tommaso Ciampa, this guy, he's great for NXT. I'm not saying that he's not a main roster guy or anything like that, but he's a guy that can hold down the fort of a company like NXT and work within the realms of working with pretty much all of those guys. Is he would he be as big on the main roster as he is in NXT? Probably not. Okay, probably not. But that's what I say about this business. If you can find yourself with a job in this business, taking care of your family, it really don't matter where you at. Really, it really don't. All of those guys at AEW, I think those guys are really happy getting a check. I really don't think those guys over there are thinking, man, WrestleMania is going to be coming up in a few months and I want to be there. I think those guys are thinking, man, we got a job, we got a check coming in, we're happy. I think those guys in NXT, those young guys coming up, looking to make it to that next level, it's a great place to be. It's just like, this is what I say about reality wrestling. I say, we got a lot of talent going to come through reality wrestling. Okay. Now, some of that talent, those guys going to have what it takes to make it to the next level. Everybody isn't. And that's what NXT is, I think. A lot of guys that come through NXT going to have the talent to make it to the next level, and they'll push them to that spot. But some guys, I need some of my reality of wrestling guys to stay here because I'm trying to build something. All right? Trying to build guys to get to that next level, and I need you to do it. Sometimes it may not be the job that you want, but a lot of times people get in this business to be a professional wrestler, and they may end up being a referee. They may end up being an announcer. They may end up being a commentator. That's just the way this business is played out at the end of the day.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you just have to find your niche when you get into it because wasn't Brian Saxton was on ECW back in the day, right?
Yeah,
Byron Saxton. I called him Brian. Byron Saxton was a worker on ECW, and then now look at him. He's the voice, one of the voices of Monday Night Raw.
He sucks.
And he's terrible. Just kidding. That's going to be the next headline, you know. Just from this segment, Tommaso Ciampa, not main roster material, even though you didn't say that. And Byron Saxton sucks.
You know what? Like I said, Tommaso Ciampa, I think if he came to the main roster, he'd get lost in the shuffle. And in NXT, he's going to be played at a high level. He's going to play a big role there. He's great for those younger guys coming up that he can actually help and kind of, hopefully mentor and guide to, what it's going to take for you guys to get to the next level. If that's talking bad about somebody, I wish somebody talked about me like that sometimes.
Hell yeah, right?
I'm serious. No, because
be a happier person.
No, I'm definitely would be, but I think a guy like Tommaso Ciampa, he's perfect for NXT, and people can take that and look at it however they want. But there again, if someone was calling me perfect for something, I'd take it any day of the week. Guys, you're in the Hall of Fame. Stick around. We'll be back in a minute.